So yes, I'm Vishakha Gupta, co-founder and CEO of ApertureData, and let's talk about foundational data layer. So how many of you all think that to build really good agents out there, as much as we need all the things we have heard before, getting data right is equally important? You all are my people. And for those of you who did not raise your hands, let's see if we can get you in the team. So ever since the days of classic machine learning to, when RAG was really popular and we saw versions of RAG, vanilla RAG, graph RAG, agentic RAG, multimodal RAG, and just mix in whatever else. And now to AI agent across different verticals. One thing that has remained true is if you really want to go from shallow intelligence to deep intelligence, you need to get your data right. And by that I mean you not only require semantic search or recall from memory, you need to understand the relationship between the different types of data, and you need to go beyond text. I mean, who all just think in terms of text? I mean, we all remember things based on images and audio and video, right? Then why can agents just suddenly operate out of only text? But what does it look like? If we wanted to give them all that context and multimodality, what does that look like in today's enterprise settings? That might look scary, spider webby diagram, but that's the reality of enterprise data systems. People put metadata in maybe one, maybe two, maybe sometimes 3 or 4 databases, sometimes relational, sometimes key value. Then you might have graph databases, then you bring in vector databases to enable vector search. Your data lives in cloud buckets. Sometimes people forget which bucket and how they named it. And then the data scientists and the AI team are basically asked, go write your scripts, go pull information from all these places, and feed that data to whatever pipelines you require. And that can take that can take a year and millions of dollars for teams to build that together, but no one is counting that cost. But we did, and that's how we know that it is really complicated, especially when you want to scale it and when you want to do it in production. And so ApertureDB is our answer to that problem. The reason we built ApertureDB is to make multimodal data easy to work with. And by multimodal, I mean everything from text to your tables, to your embeddings, to metadata, to images, videos, PDFs that you might be working with. The idea is your data can come from different sources. It can be of different types. You put it in ApertureDB. You will be able to search it by context, semantics, and you'll be able to feed it to the AI applications you're building. And the way we enable that is ApertureDB is the first vector graph hybrid database purpose-built for multimodal AI applications. And how do we make that happen? Oh, I thought I had animation there, but I don't. So the first component, like the middle component, if you look, you can actually store data. And we support even complex data types like images and videos through ApertureDB query interface. Then you can find information using the metadata that is managed in a memory-optimized graph database. So as you continue to add information, you are actually creating a knowledge graph of everything that you can supply into the database. And then you can also look up information by really fast vector search. This is any dimensional multimodal vector search. And because our primary goal was to keep users' lives simple, we introduced a query engine that unifies all of these things. So you are not individually talking to a graph database or a vector database or talking to your data. You ask questions. You say, I want 5 frames from the videos captured by camera 10 2 days ago. And the query language would allow you to express all of that and return the final result to you in the format you require. So imagine when you're building these agentic systems, you don't need to be calling 5 different tools and stitch it all together. You make that one call, and you get what you need in the format you need to operate further and give a smart response to the user. And let's say you wanted to start just with text vector search. What does that look like? ApertureDB vector search supports everything from embeddings derived from text all the way to videos and complex data types. You can do sub-10 millisecond lookup. We support different algorithms and distance metrics. And as per our latest comparison with a lot of popular vector databases, ApertureDB vector search is 2 to 10 times faster. Then what about the graph? We had a lot of discussions at the booth about, what if I have this billion-scale graph? Actually, I spoke to someone who has 8 billion entities in the graph. We have tested for, the reason we built our own graph database is to support that low-latency, memory-optimized design. And we can scale to billions of objects, and we can support sub-15-millisecond lookup in the graph. And the reason I mentioned this as important is because if you look at some of the memory designs for agents today, the ability to build a graph and quickly query is really important to introduce that context, which is why some of these components that we have built have stood the test of time because they have lived through the generations of AI evolution. And of course, to make it easy for you all, it integrates with the common tools out there because nobody wants to really talk about databases, but they can't get away from it. So we work with the rest of the ecosystem to make it easy. So essentially, ApertureDB is that one database you can use to build many AI applications. And we ourselves have been creating a lot of blogs and examples to make those code examples available to you. And when you're thinking about deployments, we work in a lot of different scenarios. You can deploy in your VPC. We have a self-serve. We have a community edition. And you can find us in the marketplace. I also briefly want to introduce this concept of AI workflows. Now, a lot of people would ask us, can you generate embeddings for us? Can you do object detection for us? How do we plug in SQL queries? Do you have an MCP server? So what we did was, we used to build all these examples, so we templatized them, and now they are available as AI workflows in an open source repository on our organization GitHub. And you can launch them on our cloud, or you can take the containerized workflows and launch them with the database wherever you are running it. And we have examples for embedding generation on PDFs, images, videos, and then you can use them for RAG queries. Now, let's quickly see how this is done. You guys can see this yourself. This is like a story lane demo, which just shows you all the different capabilities. I'm not sure I'll have time to present all of that right now. But if you scan it, I was told, OK. So this is what the demo looks like. So if you go, this essentially shows you how to go to our cloud portal. You can look at your PDFs. You can scan and navigate your images. So essentially, you are uploading these things either from cloud buckets, from standard supported ingestion formats. You can do custom queries. So there, I'm looking for all movies with posters with Johnny Depp in them. You can generate embeddings, which means you can find images similar to the Bond movie poster that you might have. You can do multimodal embedding search, so find movies with blue aliens. But the other thing I'm really excited about that we launched for this conference is, thanks to the organizers, we got access to last year's MLOps talks and speakers and all the talk information. And we built, I have to call out, we worked with one of our community members, Aisha Imran. She helped us put together this agent. So we uploaded all the talks and the information into ApertureDB, and we are actually going to ask them for PDFs as well. And we built this agent using Gemini and LangGraph to ask questions like, well, let's see. Let's ask, show me the popular talks from 2024. So what this does is the agent decides to either use the metadata stored in the graph or embeddings to do the vector search based on descriptions. And it's going to figure out, it asks, so if you see at the bottom, it got the results from Aperture, it's thinking, and it's going to combine those results to give you the answer. Now, on the Wova app, I've actually posted the link to this tool. Please try it out. We want to grow it. I've heard from Faraz and Dave how we could actually enhance it to start introducing newer, like all the talks you guys have given and heard. So you can do analysis across them. You can find things on the topics you need. Our next version is going to include, go specifically to the video clip where some topic was discussed, because we are all busy, so we want to all get to the right point and listen to it. So just go ahead and try it out. And actually, hold on. I will come back here. you can scan that link, and that'll take you to that particular Streamlit demo. Please give it a try and share feedback with us. And where we are going to be building Aperture memory on top of this to make AI agents even more reliable and scalable. And there are a lot of QR codes, but please scan this one. And if you entered in the drawing at our booth, Denise is going to be running a raffle soon, so please come by to collect your headset if you are one of the winners. We are at 54, so if you find ZenML booth, you'll find us there. Thank you so much.